Nick, I know there are no easy teams in this league, but this was a critical game for you guys and an important part of the season. How can you explain that first period? How shocking was that to you?
Shocking. Yeah, that's we haven't played like that in a long time, so I'm not sure. I wish I had the answer. If I had the answer, I guess we changed it. It just wasn't acceptable, and I'm proud that we changed in second and third. But you can't spot a team, whatever, any team, two goals and the way we did it as well. So disappointing. But you know what? I'm also. What's the point of running us down? We have come back and play again tomorrow, and that's sometimes the best thing when you can rectify that 24 hours later.
Does this feel like a crisis point in the sense that you guys talked after the game? Did you feel like you needed to air some things out as players?
Well, I just think we have to understand what we're up against. I mean, we can talk about it, but we got to go do it as well, and that's the difference. Is there's just there has to be an understanding of how we need to play in order to have success this time of year, whether you're a team that's trying to get in or a team that isn't. I mean, there's just the league goes in levels, it raises a level at certain points of the season. Right now it's just before the trade deadline. Teams are trying to figure out where they're positioned. Everyone raises a level, to try to get themselves into positioning to either be buyers or sellers. And we're a team that's fighting tooth and nail to try to get in the playoffs. So we have to know that, there's levels. There's everyone's, playing at a higher level, and we have to get there. And that was, what we did against Carolina, and disappointing we didn't have that in the first period tonight.
Thanks.
Okay, next we'll go to Jeff Rimmer. Go ahead, Jeff. All right, we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Nick, you knew after the loss that Detroit had previous to this game that they were going to come out with a push. Was it a matter of not handling their push in that first period, because they were flying in the first 10 minutes for sure?
Yeah, I mean, you have to know after a game like that any team's going to push, but we also are in no position not to push either. Especially after coming off playing the way we felt we were taking a step in that right direction, and to come out with that kind of a start was disappointing, and it cost us. I mean, we tried to catch ourselves in the second and third, had some good opportunities, but it's just, you just don't want to put yourself behind the eight ball, and that's really what happened tonight. That was the difference in today's game. And, we like I said, though, I can talk all I want, but we got to go out and do it tomorrow and just try to find a way to have that same energy and same mindset that we had in the second and third, and bring it to the game and come with a better outcome.
How much steeper does the mountain get with each disappointing loss like this, Nick?
Well, a loss is no points, and we're trying like crazy to get back in the playoff picture here. So, that's the position you put yourself in, and that's where we're at. I mean, I don't really know how else to say it. It's just that we need wins. It's no secret, and there's a recipe in order to get them in this league and how you have to play. And early on, that wasn't it, but there's still opportunities to score and tie games, and just disappointing that we didn't allow ourselves tonight to have a chance to have success. That's probably the most disappointing part of today's game, is just not allowing ourselves to let our game get going and getting behind so early, and then the way we did it, just disappointing.
Thanks.
Next we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Nick. From an external standpoint, we looked at this, I know, a lot yesterday, and a lot of the questions for Torts and the players who talked were about this. You can't let this be a letdown. Did you guys address, a potential letdown amongst yourselves at all?
No.
Okay. Would that have helped or no?
I don't know. I mean, I just think that you're professional and you know the situation you're in. So how can there be a letdown when you're not in the playoff picture? We're trying to get there. It's not like we're the first place team and playing against the last place team. So still a very good team over there. That's won some games, and they're playing for pride as well. And I just think that for our situation, that shouldn't even have to be talked about. And that's part of just being a pro and a team that understands where we're at. And so, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's just an excuse, to be honest with you. And we didn't have the mindset that we needed from everybody today. And that's going to get rectified. And I thought it did in the second and third, but again, you're playing catch up. It's just too hard.
Yeah, and that's where the biggest disappointment probably comes in, right? Because in that first period, it looked like Detroit was the team that had a chance to make the playoffs. That's how it looked anyway from up here. I don't know how it looked from down there, but you're the ones that have the chance at the playoffs, and to have that start, that's where the disappointment mostly comes from.
For sure. I mean, the hunger, what you need to do in order to have success, how you need to play. They just got to that game before we could, and we just didn't have an answer for it. Sometimes, a team can have a good shift, but you come right back and answer with one. It just seemed like they just kept rolling over, and then they get some power plays, and now they're feeling it. Now their guys are getting more ice to play on, and now we're tired because we're killing and playing in our D zone the whole time. So that's why starts are so crucial. That's why you hear a coach talk about it all the time, how important a start is to a game, or at least, your first 5 shifts. And we just didn't have that mindset that we needed to have success today. And unacceptable. But again, what good am I to sit here and start saying all these things? We just have an opportunity tomorrow to rectify that and learn from it and know that, we gave one away today, which is better piss guys off in that room, because we don't have any games to give away. We don't have, any cushion right now. We're trying to climb, and you have to understand that. And I take it upon myself and every other guy in that room to think that way tonight and get ready for a big game tomorrow.
Did it feel, this is the last one for me, did it feel your goal, did it feel like you guys might be able to climb back into this thing at that point? I mean, it was only 2-1 at that point. Nice play by Texier, it seemed like.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. We're never going to think we're out of it. It's 2 goals, and 2 goals can change quickly. It just, it was one of those games where we get one and we just couldn't find a way to get another one. We have a couple opportunities in the power play, and it's just when you need those moments to kind of come up big for you. So, I like the way we played in the second and third. We just need that mindset. We're not a team that can afford to play only 2 periods or only 55 minutes. We need to be a 60-minute team, 65-minute team. Look how many games have gone to overtime for us. So that's where we need to shore things up, but also know that we can do a lot of good things, and we had a lot of good minutes in this game once we got going. So take that other stuff out of there, just get it out of our game, which we had for a while, and we're going to find ourselves being successful more often than not. So I hope I don't know if we need lessons this time of year. We need wins. So I hope that's just an understanding for a lot of guys that that's how we have to play.
Thanks, Nick.